everybody, welcome to Smashing Game Time. We are three brothers that go through gaming's back catalog of yesteryear. I am your host, Nick. Below me, back from vacation, back from the beach, is Josh.
Oh, I was waiting for Josh. How are you doing, or whatever?
Josh, how was your vacation?
We don't care how you're doing.
Yeah, fuck you, Josh. Moving on to my top left, next to me, who's apparently more important, we've got Jakey Boy Kaufman. Jake, say hi to everybody.
What does Nick usually say back in the day? Caddy corner. No one says caddy corner.
Caddy corner to our goatee so.
I don't do the caddy corner stuff anymore. I don't know why you guys are so upset.
Because reviews were down when you did.
Just like goatee so.
To my left, I don't have to introduce him anymore because Josh already did it. It's Jake. Jake, how you doing?
I like my ham glazed.
Okay, he likes his ham glazed, everybody. I didn't know there was any other way to serve your ham, but thank you for that, Jake. We are doing 2021 Q1 today. We've also got some listener emails that we're going to do at the end here. But before we do that, as always, we are a Trident Network podcast. Go check out our siblings. Listen and watch us wherever you get your podcasts. We're on Spotify, Apple, Google. We're on the YouTube. We've got videos up on TikTok, so go over there and check us out. Fuck the algorithm. Tell a friend. That's right. Word of mouth is king here. Josh, I know you've been on vacation, but what games you been playing?
Yeah, I kept it simple because, of course, I went away from my PC, my PS5. I could have brought my Switch, but I didn't. But, I chose to take my Steam Deck. I chose to take my cell phone. So I played some Honkai Star Rail, which I actually, because I've been playing it and I've been reading some stuff up on it, I picked up their other mobile game, Impact Third. So I forgot to put it on there. But yeah, I've been playing that. And then I picked back up when I came back Final Fantasy 16 because I'm like, shit, dude, I've been so busy. I have not touched it in a month. So I had the luxury of playing it and having one of the coolest boss fights in a long time, actually.
Was it another one of the summons or whatever they're called in that one?
Basically, yes. Spoiler alert for those who aren't aware, and I'm going to spoil it for you too because I know you guys don't give a fuck.
I'm not aware.
Here's a quick question for you. Final Fantasy IV. What is the most well-remembered part of Final Fantasy IV, in your opinion?
I think it's when Tella goes ape. It's between Tella going all out on Gomez and then getting fucked up, or the twins getting turned into stone.
No. It's when Cecil becomes a paladin.
So essentially, there is a similar situation where that happens. I mean, not so much as the main character becoming a paladin or anything like that, but he fights basically his internal, like, he's basically like fighting the fact like, oh, I'm the reason my brother's dead. I am Ifrit. So he's coming to closure with that, but he has to basically not only fight himself, but he has to fight Ifrit at the same time. So you're switching off between fighting Ifrit, fighting yourself, losing to yourself, fighting yourself with Ifrit's power, and then becoming Ifrit himself, and then fighting Ifrit. It was so fucking cool.
Is Ifrit? I'm sure this changes between entries into the series, but is he considered evil or good? Like, what's the lore behind Ifrit?
So where I'm at right now, he's kind of an unknown. So the what is considered the fire god, or the fire dominant is what they call him, is the Phoenix. So it's kind of figuring out, like, why is there a second fire dominant and why was I chosen? Right, that's where I'm currently at. But you have Shiva, you have Titan, you have Rama. Those are the only ones I've run into so far. And then, of course, the other ones like Leviathan's on there.
Do you have Bahamut and Neo Bahamut?
I'm sure they're in there somewhere.
Basically, Ifrit was kind of just like, I don't want to be a part of this. Why I gotta be a part of this? I don't want a part of your problems. I want to do my own thing. But
I mean, I am shocked.
Drag his ass in here.
I'm shocked the hype for it went away so quickly, because where I'm at right now, I'm like, dude, I would be talking the fuck out of this game because it's so. I mean, there's a couple things I wish they would change. Like, I can only get 60 hertz. I can't do the 120, and then they haven't let you given you the ability to remove motion blur, which is very annoying sometimes.
This is PS5 only right now, right? They
Currently,
haven't done a
yes.
PC version yet.
No, that is the director's next goal is to get it released on the PC.
I feel like it'll pick back up when it comes out. I don't know if that'll be later this year or next year, but
I'm gonna assume next year at the
I think
rate
it's
how most of these games
next
are going.
year. If not October.
I would assume they're gonna wait until Final Fantasy 7 sequel comes out, and then they'll do the push. That'd be my guess. That way they're breaking in that cash.
you talking about 4 though has me wanting to make it a future book club game, but I know how much of a task that game is.
Dude, I could finish that game in like in 2 hours.
Day.
Yeah. I mean, it depends what we're doing. If we're doing 100%, give me like 10 hours. I'm pretty sure I could do it.
I just, as a kid, I remember that being a very long game.
Remember
It's
as a kid,
not.
you sucked, and you still suck.
Nick, you're talking to the guy
When do you stop?
who found there is a mod they have out called Free Enterprise, where it's basically a randomizer. I've been watching that shit. I know exactly what to do.
Josh, you like to watch is what all I heard in that sentence.
Yeah, which means I've learned. I've retained that information.
Josh,
I will
this
destroy you.
This is coming from the same guy who said that the twins turning to stone or Tello going ape shit was peak Final Fantasy IV.
Those were great moments.
You didn't even mention Paladin.
Didn't even add it. So I was like, Jake knew exactly what I was going for there. And Nick's like, twins, they turn to stone, but then if you would have said like, oh, when the giant comes out and everybody works together to fight it while they give you a chance to sneak in, I'd be like, dude, okay, it's acceptable. You fucking picked them to go in stone.
That's the best Final Fantasy
scene.
party, right? That out of all the that's the best Final Fantasy party, right? With 7 probably coming in close behind it.
Yeah,
Perhaps.
well, I think some would argue 6.
Yeah, a lot of people. We have 6, and even 9. We
9
have
has
like
its,
a lot of, but 6 is probably like the fan favorite out of all Final Fantasies.
I remember playing 8 in high school or like start of college and like finding out they were all from the same orphanage but didn't remember it. And at that point I said, I'm fucking done with this game. This is stupid.
For me, it was learning that you have to dig deeper to understand some of the things that are going on in 8. 8 makes no fucking sense whatsoever.
Yep.
Now 8
it is the Mass Effect. In my opinion, it's the Mass Effect 3 over again. You basically have to have your fans come in to save it to redeem it.
What
So
8
the
did
thing
really
about
good.
8
What 8 did really good was the moments where you were switching the disc were always like, oh fuck, I gotta get this new disc in. Like, what's about? I remember
They did hype it up for that.
One of the disc ended and like because the schools, like these schools were like mobile and they moved, and one of them got hijacked. And at the end of the disc, you're being attacked and a motorcycle's flying towards you, and then you put it.
I don't know. I thought it was. Well, it's your school that gets hijacked. Well, your school doesn't get hijacked. They're fighting each other.
They're fighting each other. That other school has people ramping onto your school.
Well, yeah, because
with
it's the
motorcycles.
Guardian Army. They took over the school and they're the ones riding motorcycles at you.
Yep. But it was cool. And
I don't think that was the end of the second disc though, because the end of the first disc is Squall getting hit with the ice attack from Elsa, and then I think the second disc ends with you just got control, or you lost control of the school as it's flying and it runs into.
I think it ends. We're not pulling it up. I think it ends as they're colliding because then the next disc kind of starts up. Like
no,
after
I know
the
what
fact,
it is,
and you find out that you're orphans.
The second disc is when you fight the frozen sorceress.
Was that was it a 3 or 4 disc game?
3 disc.
3 disc. Okay. I still think it was. I still think
yeah.
They did
So
a really good job
it was
on
the
pacing.
space fight. It's the space fight with I can't remember that witch's name. That
the main baddie.
No, it's like it's what's portrayed as the main baddie, but then you find out Ultimacia is the time traveling witch who's been trying to take over a witch in the modern day.
I always hated how they did that. Like, oh, here's the bad guy, and they're like, they pull like a string. And they're like, actually, it was this guy over here the entire time.
They did it like 4 times.
It's almost every Final Fantasy.
Although I did learn something cool, I didn't realize it. Every time you see Cypher, every time he appears on the screen, his coat. So when you first see him in the game, his coat's that white color.
Mm-hmm.
As you progress further in the game, it gets darker. Like it starts turning gray.
Because he's becoming the bad guy.
Yes.
Or it's just dirty. What I'm stuck on is Josh calling the Enchantress or
You're talking about the first one, Elsa. Yeah, I couldn't think of her name. It's an E, isn't it?
Like, what? This isn't Frozen.
It starts with an E, though, doesn't it?
I knew what he meant.
I think they only call her the sorceress. I don't
So
think they call her.
the girl who you're trying to figure out the whole time who she is, that's Elaine. Or no, that's Elaine's mom. See, that's so fucking confusing at this point. Like, there's just too much going on.
All right, Final Fantasy VIII is also being added to the future book club list. It's happening.
I've played enough of that to feel comfortable doing that. But at the same time,
we play that game, we only gonna play the card game
the whole time.
That's where we're gonna get stuck as we're just trying to collect all the cards.
Josh, what's going on with Remnant 2 over here?
Do I have that on my list?
Yeah, you had Remnant 2 on there.
Oh, I mean, of course, I reviewed it before I left, and I just haven't had a chance to pick it back up. But it's a lot of fun. Although in my review, and I will state it again, so much better cooperatively. Solo, there's just something with me playing a game like that where I guess maybe to an extent it's kind of fun, but I just think it's so much better when you have a group of people you can play with.
Mm-hmm. I agree.
There's something about it.
I remember being bored to my eyeball. I bored up to my eyeballs with the first one when I was playing by myself, but when I found some folks to play with, it was a way better time. Difficulty felt a lot better as opposed to just me getting stomped by whatever boss or whatever enemy was attacking me.
Yeah, let me correct that too. Not just random people playing with you. I mean actual friends who have the game to play with you.
The homies.
Yeah, the homies.
Jake, you've been playing that too. What do you say of Remnant 2? How many hours have you had in the last week with said Remnant?
20.
All right, well, talk to us. Tell the people.
So the game's fun. It reminds me, it's basically like Dark Souls meets Division. It's got mods, it's got equipment, not much
the better
armor
version
equipment.
of Division.
Yeah, it's got numbers. Not much like I haven't got into like new equipment like armor wise yet, but I'm at a point where I can now. The game's a grind, kinda. You don't see, doesn't tell you like, oh, you got this XP when you level up. You kind of just see a bar, and you level up when you level up. It's been really fun. I have been playing by myself, but lately I've been hopping in that game or two with our brother Matt and his friend Porter. I like the class system. I am high enough to where I can have a second class, because when you get to like a certain level, you can have 2 Archie types. That's what they're called. It's fun. It's getting hard. I'm trying to figure out if there's a plot twist at the moment where I'm at, because I feel like it's going to happen. I feel like someone's going to get betrayed.
Oh, it always happens.
I'm at a part where it kind of looks like I'm in the upside down, like in Stranger Things.
Mm-hmm.
That's what it kind of reminds me of. But yeah, it's been fun.
Do the different, because there are multiple classes, right? Do the classes feel different enough? I know there's one that has like a dog that you can use to heal, but do they play different enough, or is it kind of like?
Yeah, they play different enough. Like I'm a sharpshooter.
I would say later in the game. Early on, they kind of feel the same. I mean, just enough where it's like, it's because you're still learning the mechanics and they're still kind of introducing things you gotta level up. But I think as you progress, it definitely starts to feel different.
I hear it's hard to come by ammo. I hear that ammo can be spare.
So ammo is only hard playing together.
Yeah, solo, I don't think I had any issues with it.
Yeah, solo, I never had any issues really. I mean, there have been moments where I need ammo and I'm just like, I gotta kill this little minion to get ammo, whatever. But like when you play together, when you see the ammo on the ground, if someone grabs it, it doesn't share. Whereas if it's like an item, everyone gets it.
Everyone gets a helmet, or everyone gets whatever body armor just got picked up. That's pretty cool.
Exactly.
Boss fights. I've only fought the first one, which was kind of tough on your own. But were there any standouts? Really
hard.
I actually had to look up the names. Yeah, the Knight was probably
the Night Weaver is tough.
God, I want to play more of this now. It's sitting there. I have the tutorial done. I just need to jump back in.
Yeah, the Night Weaver's tough. Cause she has like 2 phases. I got into this like werewolf guy, this talking werewolf guy, where like some of these bosses, they kind of give you options like, oh hey, kill this deer or heal it. And I healed the deer, The deer got up and stabbed the wolf in the heart and then ran off. And then I had to fight the wolf because he's like, oh, I didn't like your choice.
So are there choices in the game that like kind of, I imagine it doesn't change like the story too much, but that like maybe a thing or two is different.
I haven't got to the point where I haven't noticed that yet because like I think I would have to play a second round to see if like if I chose this, if it made it different. Because like there was one where I had this monster eat me and I had to fight him inside his stomach, and then I got out of it. I don't know.
I imagine there is, though, just how the premise of the game is set up. I would definitely say that your choices would, I mean, maybe not affect it like enough to be like, oh my God, but just enough to be like, oh yeah, okay. All right. Commendable.
All right, guys. Thanks for the Remnant 2 update. We'll have to get in on that eventually since we all three have it. Josh, you playing any other games?
No, that's it for me currently.
All right. Jake, what else are you playing?
TFT, played a little bit of Rust. I hopped on Brawlhalla just to fuck around and just play it casual. And I just love making kids cry in the rank because like it's not gonna affect me, but it affects their every brain cell that they have left.
Good. Jake's informing America's youth. Good job, Jake.
Yep. You guys seen Barbie yet?
Have not,
Jake. You asked this question last week too.
It was good.
On my end, I've only got 2 here. So I started Blasphemous because the sequel's coming out here in a few weeks. And I've only played about the first 40 minutes. It's not hard. I don't know what everyone's talking about. I'm getting through the enemies. Their patterns are not tough to follow.
No, I don't think it's a hard game at all.
I like there's this one early boss that's carrying like a stone, like a what is that called? Like a in the graveyard, like the tombstone or whatever, the cross-shaped tombstone. She's got to turn to hit you, and you can tell everything she's doing. And there's another enemy. Like they're just very easy to read, and they're very easy. The game gives you maneuverability. You can slide. You can like. There's so much you can do to not.
No, yeah, I thought Hollow Knight was harder.
And like the first boss, like I was like, okay, I'm probably gonna die here. No, not at all. I didn't even have to heal. I did just fine. And I just remember hearing about this game and people going, it's a tough game. Be careful. It's tough. And I haven't died once. Again, I'm only 40 minutes in. I'm up on the snow mountain. I have a feeling it's going to be, and this is me coming in blind. I have a feeling it's going to be, oh, hey, you can do these 3 different, because you talk to the one tall guy that's like, oh, there's this thing up in the mountains, and there's one down in this cave, and this other one's in a church that's buried underground. And I'm like, okay, so I have to go do these 3 things, and I'm sure I can do them in whatever order I want. But I haven't been struggling at all. Again, I've only fought one boss, so maybe I'll put my foot in my mouth by the next time I see you guys.
No, it's not a hard. Nick, the fact that you're saying is easy should show everyone how easy it is.
I was super surprised because, like, I'm looking at these enemies and I'm like, okay, they're kind of creepy. They're probably going to be tough to kill. There's one with a shield. And, usually in these types of games, I struggle with the parry system or the dodge system. And I was parrying these shield guys and lobbing their heads off, like no problem. And so I was like, okay, maybe are there other difficulties, Josh?
There is. I haven't beaten the game. I'm like towards the end though. So I maybe, I don't know. I'd have to look it up, honestly.
I'm curious to see if it ramps up for me. I'll keep you guys updated as I play that. I thought it was going to be harder. Foot, mouth, we'll see what happens. The other game that I've been playing is a game that went viral. I saw this on Reddit, but I think it went viral on TikTok and then also on Instagram. It was popping off. So I went to check it out. This is from a indie developer. His name's Pat Naum out of Australia, mate. I won't do that again, I promise. It's called The Master's Pupil. This is a 2D side scroller. They've got Monet paintings throughout the game. I'll put video up if I turn this into a TikTok. But you guys can pull this up on your computers. You're basically doing puzzles. You're a little white chalk guy. And the puzzles change with each level. There's only 12 levels. And you'll come past like smoke that's like red and it'll turn you red. And there'll be doors for you to go through where you have to be red to go through them. Or like there'll be an orange door and then there's like a red spray, a yellow spray, and a blue spray. But if you go through all three, it turns you into black paint and you die because you've mixed all the colors. So it's a lot of the puzzles are about turning into the right color so you can get through the right door. There's some, I want to say it was level 5. You push this big ball that turns out to be the sun in a painting. And it was kind of frustrating because I got all the way through the level to the last puzzle and then died. And there was a bug where the big ball disappeared and I couldn't get through the puzzle. So I had to restart the whole level. Levels don't take long, about 15 minutes. I beat the game. What's my playtime on this? About 3 hours, 4 hours? About 4 hours. It was, how much was this? $15? This was, yeah, $15. So the video that went viral for this was he's talking and he's like, I hand painted a game. And someone goes to hand him a tablet. He's like, no. And they're like, oh, like on your computer? He's like, no, I hand painted a game. And the person's like, how long did it take? And he looks up at the camera and he's like, 7 years. And then it flashes to this game and it looks beautiful. It looks great. This guy put a lot of work in this. I can't believe this took 7 years. It's kind of blowing my mind. And when you see some of the detail in the paintings and like some of the areas, it's kind of crazy. But that's been fun. I'm on the last level. The difficulty did ramp up because there are some areas where you have to flip a switch to like move a platform, like up, down, left, right, and you're moving multiple platforms trying to line them up right. Gets really ridiculous with the puzzles towards the end. It's one of those games where there's a new element to the puzzle in every level. So you're not like getting bored, like, okay, now I gotta be yellow. Okay, now I gotta be green. There's still some of that, but Pat finds a way to change. I say Pat like me and him are on a talking basis. And I kind of want to reach out to him and talk to him about this because it's a fascinating game. Reminded me a lot of, just your other 2D side-scroller indie games out there. A little more colorful than the Limbos and the insides of the world. But yeah, that's the Master's Pupil. I'm enjoying that. I need to go back and beat that last level so I can officially be done. No achievement support, though, so that's a little disappointing.
I was going to ask you, are you knocking out those achievements?
Josh is always licking his chops saying, what kind of achievements you got?
I knocked out Resident Evil 3. I was so happy.
Josh.
Now I'm working on Resident Evil 2 remake.
Josh, I don't remember if you told me this or not. Did you play one of those old 360 Avatar games for the easy 1,000 achievement points?
Yes.
Oh God, he shook his head very violently for those who are only listening.
It was $3 on Xbox, the store, and I was like, "I hear some easy achievements." Hey, you're talking to the guy who hit 150,000. Okay,
because that game you could get all those achievements in like 30 seconds, right?
Like an hour.
I'm pretty sure I've seen a video that like had it in like 30 seconds.
Well, I mean, sure there was. I don't remember exactly. I mean, it was so long ago.
Yeah, this is 10 plus years, so I could be talking out of my ass.
I mean, it was it was definitely a real quick game. The only reason I bought it because I was like, dude, easy 1,000, let's do it.
Easy 1,000, boy, let's go. Josh gets mad when he sees a multiplayer achievement.
Hold on,
motherfucker.
I say 150,000. I don't even know if I made it that far. I'm pulling it up right now just to see.
Yeah, you don't even have an Xbox anymore, so I don't even know.
I
probably forfeited all of them. You're probably because of PC. I started getting Master Chief ones again. Oh, that's right. Josh was like, I don't want Game Pass. Then he found out they have achievements. He's like, I want Game Pass.
Motherfucker, I'm about to buy it.
Oh, it's okay.
109,000.
Okay, a little lower than the 125 you were saying, but still higher than me. I probably capped out around like 45 or 50. Can you pull me up and see how many I have?
Yeah, I should be able to. Let me pull you up.
It's is it that Kaufman or the Kaufman, whichever one?
I think it's the.
I might have
Kaufman.
Could also be Nick Fat Knight. I might have changed it.
Oh, it's the Kaufman.
How many achievement points?
Oh, it's loading. Give it a second. 69,000.
Hey, there you go, Nick.
Jake, do you want me to pull you up real quick?
Yeah, sure. Why not?
I'm gonna guess Jake's at like 87.
No, less.
Oh, I don't know what I just did there.
Josh just downloaded Pornhub.
68,000 for Jake.
Oh, okay. All right, Jake. That means more feet pics.
Why'd you invite me to a party, you dingbat?
That's what I did. I was like, wait a minute. It clicked something. I'm like, what the fuck just happened? Fuck, while we're at it, I'm just gonna see what the last 100% game you guys did while we're sitting here.
Oh, mine was probably Titanfall.
Jake, yours was Resident Evil 4.
Oh, okay, when they did it on arcade, yep.
Yep, and then Nick, yours was it might be a minute.
I play a lot on Game Pass, so you might have to scroll a little bit.
Halo 3.
Oh yeah. I don't think Halo 3 is my last one though, but dude,
It's on the list that shows up at least.
So Halo 3 was a pain in the ass because they had that overkill achievement where when you were playing Lone Wolf, you had to get, what was that, 5 or 6? You basically had to kill every other player simultaneously to get this. And I got it legit. I didn't get it. I didn't cheat. Like, I forget what the level, but we were in like a fortress in the woods, and I had a shotgun. I did boo, 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 boo. And I want to say that was probably 2013 when I unlocked that. Does it say?
So the last achievement, so it's coming in like when you did them. The last achievement you did was the VidMaster Challenge Light Switch, which is got the rank of Lieutenant in any playlist and a new AXP progression. That was done July 9th of 2010.
Yeah. It's crazy that looking back and seeing that like I still did something for Halo 3 10 years later is kind of mind-boggling because games like Halo 3 don't have those kinds of legs anymore.
No.
You're gonna make me go dig through those later tonight, but I digress, boys. You want to get into 2021 Q1 real quick?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, let's do it.
All right. Q1. First up, we've got February 12th, Super Mario 3D World plus Bowser's Fury. This was the Bowser's Fury. I feel like they're experimenting, right? That's them experimenting.
Yeah, it was very much like hey, we're going to try something different while also giving you free content because we're re-releasing the game that we released on, was it the Wii U?
Wii U. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So it's kind of like hey, since we didn't really sell Wii U very well, here's the same game on the Switch plus a little extra.
The 3D World, I remember playing it. I forget where I played it. It was probably Switch or it was probably Wii U. I forget. But it's very underwhelming. It's like, yeah, this is fine, but not for me. Bowser's Fury, though,
that's shit crazy.
Technically the first open world Mario game. Basically, there's a big Bowser that just pops up randomly and just fucks your shit up and distracts from whatever you're doing at the time. And it's very short, little. It almost feels tech demo-y.
I would say it's like a mini game, basically. It's something you would unlock after you've beaten the main game.
I do think that they did that and they're like, okay, this is what the next Mario is going to be. So if they do Odyssey 2 or Super Mario, what would they wouldn't call it World. They've done Super Mario World. What would they call it? They've done Galaxy. They've done Odyssey.
Multiverse.
Oh, God.
Everybody's going into the multiverse phases. I'm just saying.
Super Mario Multiverse. Waluigi's the bad guy in this one. He chases you and says, wow, wow. No, this was...
God damn it, go ahead.
Was this was technically the last Mario game.
Technically.
I'm honestly surprised they didn't do anything for the movie.
I'm not, because they're like, oh, let's try and get as much in here as possible.
They're doing that new 2D Super Mario Wonder.
Yeah.
That looks cool. That Elephant Mario looks fuckable. That long Mario looks fuckable.
Nick's got sex on the mind, apparently.
Rule 34, right? I bet you there's already Rule 34 for Elephant Mario and Long Mario. In fact, I bet you Long Mario and Elephant Mario are having relations in those Rule 34s. Don't you think?
Oh yeah, they definitely are.
Anything else on Mario? It's Mario, guys. I don't need to go.
You played this back in whatever originally came out. It's nothing different. All they do is add Bowser's Fury. So moving on.
It's Nintendo, baby. Next up, March 4th, Loop Hero came out. This is a runner. Dude, I love this. Is probably my third most played game on Steam.
Nick got me hooked. Nick, you got me hooked into this game. It's so good.
So I'm going to do my best to describe. This is a tough one to describe. So you have a little guy that is just running around this little shape, and enemies will pop up and you fight them. You're not doing anything. All you're doing is equipping weapons and equipment onto your guy. And when he runs into like enemies, they'll fight. You're placing cards around your path. So like, let's say you have a forest card. You place it on the path that creates a forest. Forest determines what type of enemies are coming out of there every few turns. And then, the fights are automatic. You get loot from destroying enemies. There are 3 different classes. My favorite one's probably the one, I think it's called Thief. It's been a little bit since I played it.
Yeah, the Thief.
The way it's set up is you get points for every enemy you kill, and every time you cross your fire, you get a bunch of loot based off of those points. So what crossing the fire does is heal you up a little bit. Each pass is like a week or something in time, and basically all the enemies are leveling up every time you pass the fire. So things are getting tougher until eventually you unlock a boss. There are 4 bosses in the game. You have a camp that you're setting up back at home, where you're setting up towers. You're setting up all these different things. It really changes how you play the game. So once you have towers, what you're trying to do is set up all the enemies to be near your campfire. So then when you get attacked, you have archers attacking them. It's a really deep game because there's all kinds of different cards you're placing. If you place a certain amount of mountains and you place them in a certain order, it creates a different kind of mountain that has different kind of enemies coming out. If you place like a library next to a mansion, it affects what kind of Draculas come out of that mansion. It is a surprisingly deep game, and it's one of those ones. I know I'm a podcaster saying this, but this is the most podcast game ever. You can just flip on a podcast that's an hour long, play this game, and then hit the end of the podcast and be like, oh shit, this run's been going on for an hour. Holy shit.
No, Nick, you're a content creator.
Jake, don't say the C word, damn it. You know I cannot stand the C word. No, this game is a lot of fun. I forget who the developer is on this. I couldn't tell you. I think Devolver was the publisher, though, if I'm remembering. Oh, I think it's 4 Quarters. 4 Quarters Studio? I don't have Steam open right now, or else I'd tell you.
I've got it up. I'm pulling for it. Keep talking, though.
Some other thing. So a funny thing is you can speed this game up, and when it launched, I think you can only speed it up 2 times. Mm-hmm. And then, because I remember it was slow. It was like, oh my God, this is so slow. I just want to speed this up.
4 Quarters.
4 Quarters?
Yep.
Cool. Hey, I did remember. Was Devolver the publisher?
Yes. Devolver Digital.
Look at me go. They put an update out and it was 4 times the speed and everything.
It got so much better with 4 times the speed, though.
I want this. So you know how like Shovel Knight was everywhere when he was big?
Yep.
I want this. I want Loop Hero to become big. I want a Loop Hero to appear in like the next Shovel Knight, or I want Loop Hero to appear in Smash.
Maybe not Smash. I could agree with Shovel Knight.
That'd be cool. And my God, I might have to I might still have this downloaded actually, but that was Loop Hero. I really love Loop Hero. Add it to the book club list. Add it.
God damn it, Nick! You're adding too many. We haven't even started Death Stranding. Oh, I mean, we started, but we haven't even done Death Stranding yet. Damn it!
By the way, they're taking Death Stranding off Game Pass. So if you're planning on playing it on Game Pass, you're fucked.
I've got my I got my physical copy of the director's cut.
I went and
I had some nerd buy it for me.
I had the original version, and I just paid like $5 to upgrade to digital, the director's cut. March 18th, Marvel's Avengers came out, and I think it's gone now, right, Josh?
The servers are gone, yeah, but you can still play it.
So for those who don't know, this is you're going to hear these words and you'll be like, that's so fucking stupid. This is the Destiny-like Avengers game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Josh, take it away. You've played this, but you also have a copy of it wrapped up still.
I mean, yes, I do. Okay, so let's get this one thing out of the way. Sony had it so much better than everybody else only because they had exclusive rights to Spider-Man.
It was Spider-Man. It's not that big a deal. Everyone was throwing fits about it.
I mean, I'm in agreement. So it's kind of bullshit. Like, hey, why?
I think from the start this game was set up to fail.
Oh no, I mean, the premise alone with it being set up as a Destiny, immediately, unless you love Destiny, it was set up to fail. And even then, it's not, let's be honest, it's not 100% of Destiny.
So that was a pain in the ass, but also looking at who developed. So this is a Square Enix published game, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
So they gave it to Crystal Dynamics.
No. Yeah, they published it and then Crystal Dynamics developed it. Yeah,
Crystal Dynamics developed it. Those are the Tomb Raider, Shadow of the Tomb Raider, and Rise of the Tomb Raider people. Why the fuck is that team doing a Destiny like? Why not let them do an open world like Metroidvania adventure like those Tomb Raiders were? Because of the money. They went after the money, man.
Well, you threw Marvel's name in there and you're like, son of a bitch. I'm in.
Well, and the issue is a lot of these games take how many years to develop now? 4, 5, 6, almost 7 maybe if you're coming off of COVID. And so this came out, what, 2021?
Okay, so technically the PS4, Xbox One, Stadia, Windows all came out September 4th of 2020. But the superior versions, other than PC, because of the content and the fact that they had so much more time to work on it and fix it and shit, is the PS5, Xbox Series S and X for the March 18th.
They started working on this game in 2016, right? Or it was either 2016 or early 2017.
I think it was 2016 because 2018 is when they had the trailer, the infamous trailer, right?
Because I remember living in the mountains of North Carolina when I heard that, hey, Square Enix is going to do an Avengers and a Guardians game. Like they announced them at the same time, and they announced that Crystal Dynamics was doing this. I forget who did the Guardians game. Don't you have that box in front of you, Josh?
I have it down here. Hold on. I gotta get low to see it.
If that wasn't Obsidian, that was, oh my god, who was it? I'm dying.
Idios Montreal.
Ah, yes, the Hitman folks, or some portion.
Hitman, and they also did the Deus Ex.
Now I do. Oh yeah, there it is. The Deus Ex people. Now I do hear the story, and this is pretty good with everything that's going on with Miss Marvel.
Oh yeah, so like, spoiler for those who haven't played a 3-year-old game at this point.
Dead game.
So it's essentially like, it's like mission gone wrong in the beginning as you're playing, like when you see like Thor, Hulk, and all them fighting. So they kind of basically retire. And Kamala Khan's kind of like she basically gets her powers and reassembles the whole team, and that's essentially the story.
Doesn't her dad die?
Yeah, I think so, actually. Yeah.
I mean, it's Marvel. There's got to be a dead parent in there somewhere.
And I think the main enemies of the group is, I think it's AIM, and it's MODOK who's leading them.
Fucking MODOK. They did that comedy cartoon. That was pretty good. They had who was that? Patton Oswalt voicing him. I believe that was Patton.
I mean, anything's doing better than shit lately at this point.
Hey, what is it? Phase 5. Oh, damn, Jake, we struggled with this last week. Josh, what are they called? Are they called the phases?
They're called phases.
Yeah, they're phases.
Okay. I think I was calling them this. I was calling them something else last week. I couldn't remember at all what it was. I think I called it wave.
Arcs or something. Waves. Oh, Jesus.
Oh, yeah, the Wave 4 Marvel. I don't know, man. And now all those studios that we mentioned that did these Marvel games aren't even owned by Square Enix anymore.
No, the EOS got sold. They all got last year at the end or beginning of this year.
They all got embraced, right? The Embracer Group bought them, or was it Tencent? One of those two.
No, I think it was the Embracer Group.
They got embraced.
Tencent hasn't gotten there yet, but they're working on it.
Microtransactions.
Anything else on Marvel? Or I'm sorry, anything else on Marvel's Avengers Destiny?
Just
microtransactions.
And I picked up a copy just to have it, honestly.
I feel like you pick up every copy of a game just to have it.
If it's going out of print, that's not a bad idea. Like I've got an Xbox One copy of Titanfall sealed, still with the Walmart sticker on it.
I mean, I got a bunch of
Overwatch?
games.
Where's your Overwatch 1 copy, Nick?
I buried it in the back.
It died along with Overwatch 2.
Up next, March 26th, Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 1+2. What a great naming convention. They're just like, you want to remake 1 and 2 together. So this is their second attempt of remaking the first one. Guys, this is a bonkers game. This is a good remake. Activision's been because before this it was Spyro, before that it was Crash. Activision has been on a roll with its remakes. I think they also did Crash Team Racing, which
well, they did, but here's the
game I've
thing.
ever played.
They're they're not remaking, it's remasters. No, someone made a chart. I gotta figure out where I put it. Someone made a chart of actually explaining what means what, and it's like, god damn it, this makes so much more sense.
I'm gonna need you to send me that chart.
I think I saved it. Let me pull it up. We keep talking though.
We won't pull it up for the. Okay, so I'm really glad the person in this video is playing School, because I think it's the best level in Tony Hawk 1 and 2 combined.
I mean the most noticeable one. I agree that School is good, but
The warehouse.
That just speaks.
That's just what's that bias where you remember the first thing and the last thing? That's just that bias.
Shut up.
It's just your bitch ass up.
So I mean, after what Wreck was number 5, and then Tony Hawk Ride, where you get that board controller. I mean, this is a upgrade. This is what they needed for Tony Hawk.
I think the last regular release Tony Hawk that I liked was not Underground, American Wasteland.
Yeah, American Wasteland is fun. I liked Thug 2.
Thug 2 was good. Thug 1 was also good.
Yeah, Thug 1 had a great story.
Thug 2 was very jackass.
I'm more of a skate guy, in my opinion.
Of course you fucking are. Fucking dork. Fucking give this guy a swirly. Yeah, I skate. Jake's got a Skate 4 tattoo.
I want to be a Star Wars character in a Tony Hawk game.
All right, Darth Maul, calm down there.
I want to play as Darth Maul, damn it.
I want to play Spider-Man.
So who was...
Oh, yeah, PlayStation.
Who was the best? God damn it, Jake. Who was the best Tony Hawk guest character? My vote is on Officer Dick, even though he was the original character.
I would say either Wolverine or Darth Maul.
I think I have to agree with Wolverine. I mean, Darth Maul is like just very stuck out at the time, but
I think
Wolverine grows on you.
Wolverine's a good one. Trying to think if there are any other standouts. Not really.
I mean, you could be like the Activision Eye thing that was creepy looking, but it had all the stats increased to max.
I totally forgot about that one.
I'm blanking on all, but you know what's kind of crazy? I think a handful of skaters from that first game have died.
No one's surprised who hasn't died.
Bam Margera.
Bam Margera.
Yeah, my TikTok keeps trying to recommend Steve-O videos where him and Bam are beefing, and I'm like, I don't want to watch this beef. This is sad.
Do you know what the beef's about?
Well, Bam looks like shit, first of all.
Yeah, I mean, he looks like his.
He's in and out of rehab.
He looks like his dad. Oh yeah, he's got a drinking problem. Hopefully, he gets help on that. But what's the beef about?
So I don't know what originally started it, but the one that I watched was Bam reacting to Steve-O doing like a trick with the skateboard to introduce his new skateboard brand.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. And Bam just shitting on him. And it's like, I don't know if that's what originally started it, but the few videos that I saw on it, that's basically what it was Bam reacting. And it's like, Bam, can you even ride a skateboard anymore, my dude? Like, come on.
So I have a few questions. I have a few follow-up questions. What is the skateboard brand called? Because I remember he had a skate shoe brand called Snow or Snox or whatever they're called. And I had a pair and they were really comfy. I didn't skate, but they were really good shoes. They don't make them anymore.
I wonder why.
I don't know the name of the brand, but I know he is selling an autographed Steve-O skateboard. And it's basically like his it's like a mug shot basically.
It's just crazy that Bam is beefing with Steve-O, someone who has basically been down the path that he is on right now.
Oh, he's calling it Dex. That's what it's called.
Simple. It's hard to Google, but anything's hard to Google now these days because SEO's a fucking shitstorm.
Yeah.
But yeah, why beef with the one other Jackass member who's been through, and I'm sure there are others that I can't think of, but Steve-O?
I mean, at one point they were all doing, something and ruining their lives.
Steve-O was butt chugging shit, and he's gone clean as far as that
man was doing front
yeah,
lips into elephant shit, guys. Come on.
and now you're beefing with the one guy who's Bam. What do you do? Bam went downhill after Ryan Dunn's death back in when was Jackass 3? Was that 2010, 2011?
Yeah, somewhere in there.
So yeah, he's been all downhill there. Hopefully he gets the help he needs. because he was one of my favorite people to watch when I was a kid.
I mean,
Tony
the
Hawk.
whole Jackass crew. So
Go skate. Everybody go skate. Go skate. Skate or die. Skate or die, motherfuckers.
Oh, whoa.
Whoa, 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 whoa. Whoa, you cannot threaten.
all right, Rick Sanchez, calm down over there.
Hey, we made it through Q1. Josh, you ready to do some news?
Yeah, let's look at this news.
Let's do this news.
Read all about it. Latest football scores. Morning paper. Morning Star. Paper, mister?
It's time for old news.
It's depressing, everyone.
You say it's depressing every time. It's never depressing.
This is COVID. Come on, it brings back sour memories. Okay.
This is all people getting bought up and people getting shut down. Go ahead.
January 22nd, Viscerous Visions was merged into Blizzard
Time out.
Entertainment. Vicarious. I see what I did there.
Yeah, there
I
you
see
go.
what I did there.
What do you say?
I said Vicarious Visions.
You said like Vicarous, like you were
Yeah,
casting a Harry
look,
Potter
Hold on,
spell.
Nick, this is a great opportunity for Jake to actually go back and listen to a podcast. Let it happen.
Jake, go back and listen. Go ahead,
It's
Josh.
going to edit it out. What's
Vicarious-
the point?
No, I'm
No, it's
not.
not.
I'm leaving it for you.
Vicarious Visions was merged into Blizzard Entertainment with its staff of over 200 becoming employees of Blizzard.
Vicarious, they're the people who did the remake of Diablo 2, right?
Yes.
Okay. That makes sense. They were already working on stuff for them, so they're like, all right, come on.
Some of their other most notable games, basically every Spider-Man from the PS1 to the PS2. They actually helped make the Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 1 and 2.
Did they do the Warcraft 3 that everybody hated?
No.
Okay. It was Reforged or whatever it was called.
They did help with the Diablo 2 Resurrected, Diablo 4, Call of Duty Warzone, Black Ops Cold War, the Insane Trilogy, Crash Bandicoot. I mean, you name it, they did it.
Yeah, now they're their skunk team. Activision's like, all right, we want to remake. What's the T-shirt that the Xbox guy? What's the T-shirt that Phil Spencer wore? Was that the Vixen shirt? All right, hey Vicarious, go work on Vixen. They're those guys now.
Yep. Moving on. February 1st, Google shuttered its internal Stadia Games and Entertainment division with plans to refocus the service as a publisher for third-party games.
Yeah, what a refocus it was because they were like, we're shutting down less than a few years later. This was the writing on the wall for the end of Stadia. I don't feel bad for anyone that bought into Stadia because Google does not have a good track record with shit.
They don't.
Besides their cloud-based technology, I mean, it's
Even
all
then.
right. I mean, it's top 3.
Anything that doesn't like do doorbusters for them right away, they're like, no, if we can't make money or sell everyone's data from this, so no, we're gone.
The only thing Google 100% support and actually do well is orphans and widows.
I don't know where that came from, Josh.
Google's well known for when someone dies, when their employees die, like they basically make sure that like the widow and the children, their offspring, can't think of the name now. Their offspring, their kin are usually taken care of. Usually they'll make sure like the kids have money for college. The wife can, or this not wife, but their spouse can basically pay off their mortgage and shit like that. So apparently they're really good with that stuff.
Hey, Martin was a really good employee. If you fucking say anything that he told you, we'll fucking murder you. Here's some money and an NDA. Fucking sign that shit.
Murder you where you stand.
We're fucking Google. You know what our slogan is? Do no evil. We will fucking do evil and it'll be on you. Fucking sign that NDA. Here's $1 million.
February 9th, the Pokemon Company announced that the World Championships has been canceled due to concerns of COVID-19.
Stuff was still
Concerned.
This is the weird time because I remember Christmas of 2020, things were starting to open back up a little bit. I had COVID around that time though, so I was like, what the fuck you people. But
probably
yeah,
got
stuff
COVID
was
more
starting to
than
open back up and people were like, around January, February, people were like, oh, things are going to get back to normal. And then January and February hit and the numbers just spiked from all the holiday stuff.
Yeah.
Good call, Pokemon Company. Good on you.
February 18th, Electronic Arts completed its estimated 1.2 billion acquisition of Codemasters.
Dude, everyone's horny for F1. I don't get it. I don't understand it.
I see the Reddit post. I'm just like, I'd rather watch soccer get kicked in the nuts.
I stopped doing all on Twitter or on Reddit. I just have my home where like all the subreddits that I follow.
Well, see, but the problem with my home is it's either about the Steam Deck or it's porn. So
God damn it.
Damn it.
Careful, Josh. Careful.
Yeah, dude,
don't
it's
get
okay.
fired.
I'm sorry. I'm a human being with needs, and outside of 9 to 5, I can do what the fuck I want.
Hey, Josh's workplace. If he wants to look up Steam Deck stuff on his own time, you let him.
I don't surf Reddit at the office, and if I do, I'm smart. I use a VPN.
Well, now they know. Now they're like, that motherfucker.
Oh, I told IT. I looked at him and go, yeah, I just use a VPN when you guys block something. I just use that to get around it. And he goes, I do the same thing.
Sponsored by NordVPN.
Your other IT guy's like, yeah, I use it for my Rule 34 stuff.
We've talked about doing a couple of things to our system, but that's neither here nor there.
What the fuck are you guys doing to your system?
Don't worry about it, okay?
What do you do for work?
We signed NDAs. We're in agreement.
Josh, move it along. Come on.
February 19th to the 20th, Blizzard Entertainment held its virtual BlizzCon, everybody's favorite time. All right, so where do we want to begin?
Okay, so this is 2021. So they obviously, the big game here was Overwatch 2.
No.
It wasn't Diablo 4. Maybe it was Diablo 4.
No, I think this is where they're getting to, I guess, the next expansion of WoW Classic.
Vanilla? Is this vanilla year? Josh, go ahead. Come
This was a vanilla year. This because of everything that was going on with COVID. Like there was like nothing announced, nothing. Like they didn't even have somebody like festival. Like you know how they usually have like a opening act and a closing act.
Yeah.
They didn't have any of that.
You're dry dicking us. You were silent there, like letting us guess everything. Like, oh, yeah, no, nothing. Nothing.
I joke. No, seriously, there was stuff there. I just wanted to see your guys' reaction. So they did talk about Diablo 2 Resurrected.
Mm-hmm.
They brought up bringing the Burning Crusade expansion to Classic, and they did release some details for Overwatch 2 and Diablo Immortal.
Yeah, it was a weird year. Just everything.
Yeah.
It was like the year of sequels, but like nothing was exciting.
No, and still, in dead seriousness, they didn't even have like an opening or closing thing. Like there was no acts. It was just like announcements and jerking each other off live.
They didn't get Lizzo to do a song.
Speaking of which,
What, Lizzo?
you guys heard the stories, right?
Yeah.
No.
Jake's face is Jake.
Okay, I'm going to explain this PG-13 because I don't want this podcast to get taken down.
And then when Nick's done doing PG-13, I'll do rated R.
What had happened was a bunch of, I think, backup singers or backup dancers on Lizzo's variety show or her tour or whatever.
One of her tours, yeah.
Are suing her for assault and I think sexual harassment.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what the exact things they are alleging. No, I know one.
I can tell you.
So they ate a banana out of a certain person's body part, and they were Lizzo was calling them fat and making fun of them for gaining weight, which Lizzo, come on,
Hypocritical.
Not here to fat shame. I mean, look at me, but like, I'm not out there. I'm not like looking at Josh being like, "You sure you need another cheeseburger, motherfucker?" No. Josh, you eat all the cheeseburgers you want. Just don't eat them at Mom's house. I don't know if Jake told you.
Oh God, I don't know if
the
I
raw
know.
meat thing.
I bit into a burger at her house on Saturday. Raw. It was a raw burger.
It got raw dogged in the mouth.
Like, we're talking like beyond rare?
Dude, I bit into it. Like, I didn't even have to look. I could feel the mushiness of how rare it was in my mouth. Yep, that was my exact response. But
I just imagine that. This is
no, the best part was
I Didn't call her out. 'Cause first of all, the worst part was I decked this burger up. I put a pickle on it. I did the ketchup, the mustard, the mayo. I think I had
You
some
gave it the
lettuce on
steak
it.
and shake special. I get it.
This burger was ready for my belly. And this is the second burger. So I had one before this and it was a little pink, but it was like medium rare
Doable.
done. So I was like,
Right.
okay, all right. That was close, but we're good. So when I bit into that second one and I felt it in my mouth, I immediately went, and I sat there for a minute like, okay, what do I do? She's right behind me. The kids are here. Lane's next to me. Lane knows. And Lane told me that Dave had a burger just like mine and ate the whole thing. So what I did, I grabbed a napkin, went like I was going to wipe my mouth, took another napkin, combined them, and then moved on about my day. And then I was just like, oh, I'm full. And then the chocolate cake came out 20 minutes later. I was like, oh, I think I've got room for cake. I need to get the taste of uncooked burger out of my mouth.
And that's what happened on Lizzo's tour.
Josh, did you want to do I know I derailed the Lizzo story. I touched on the Lizzo stuff. You don't.
You basically, oh god, this is that raw. Was the burger cold? Like, did you when you took a bite of it? Like,
No.
was the outside of it like the initial was like, oh, it's a little warm, and then the inside was just dead cold?
The outside looked like it was fully cooked. I was
Right.
like, oh, this
That's what I'm
gotta be
getting
a
at. Like
good
the
burger.
outside was like, okay, it's hot, it's juicy, but then you like started to actually bite into it.
And
It was like
it
super
was
cold.
and it was pink.
Oh.
And like
I would have called her out on it.
the kids were there. I wasn't gonna do it. I just said no.
Gus is 3 years old, and the baby
I was-
can't even eat that kind of food.
Hey, I killed with kindness. I just said no. I put napkins on my plate with the unfinished burger, covered up like the uncooked pink part, and I was like, I'm full.
You're the reason why those people exist. You know that, right? Just call them out on it.
Well, now I know never to eat a burger at her house again.
Hey, listen. Moving on.
Glasses boy. Yes, moving on. Josh, what's next?
Oh, God, my stomach. I'm going to throw up. Okay, March 9th. Microsoft Xbox Game Studios completed its acquisition of ZeniMax Media and its subsidiary studios.
You're right.
Oh,
You're right on that
Jesus.
Yeah. So this is all the Bethesda stuff. I think they had. I forget what was holding up this. There was something holding up this deal for a little bit. I don't remember if it was some movie. I don't know. Something was holding up this deal for a little bit. I just can't recall what it was. But it hit a snag because this one seemed like it was going to go right away.
It was, wasn't their president at the time?
Thanks for burping, Jake.
I want to say at the time it was their president. Like he was like, oh, I'm considering selling it and stuff, and like it was kind of going back and forth. And at one point, I think he almost made a deal with EA.
I can't say for certain, but no, like with Microsoft buying them outright, there was something holding. I don't know. I don't think the FTC.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
I don't think the
I think-
FTC was dicking him around like they were with this Activision.
no,
deal,
it
but there
was
something.
the old president or the old owner. He was like kind of back and forth. Like, I don't know if I want to sell to Microsoft or if I want to sell to EA. And then he died, and his family took over. Like, yeah, dude, we'll just sell the shit.
I don't
where
know what
with-
details that, but I think I'm gonna look this up when we're done in the show.
Yeah, but I mean, I'm sure that was another thing Sony freaked out about. They're like, dude, all this shit, Xbox gonna be buying all this shit. We can't have Fallout 5 only on Xbox. And now look at them, we're signing deals to give up fucking Call of Duty, or not give up Call of Duty.
Well,
They're
yeah,
giving
they're
up
keep-
Crash Bandicoot and
Well, Call of Duty is like the one first-person shooter they have because Sony looks at all their first-party developers and they're like, I swear to God, if you make a shooter, we will disown you. You will not be in my house anymore. Fucking who was I bitching about the other week? Insomniac tried it, and we sent them outside for a little bit. You know what happened when we sent them outside? They made Song of the Deep.
yeah, they're not wrong.
No more shooters.
All right, let's end the news real quick. March 18th, Super Nintendo World opens to the public in Universal Studios Japan in Osaka.
Yeah, now it's the big place for streamers and other annoying influencers to go and make YouTube videos about.
Yep.
Yep. They'll go in 10 years when the price goes down. And
Hey.
it's irrelevant.
Smashing Game Time announcing our trip to Super Nintendo World.
We got a countdown. We got 10 years.
Yeah, hey, keep it here on our YouTube. Check out the trip in the next 10 years. Josh, thank you for the news. I know we got a little distracted there.
Sidetracked with raw burgers. God damn.
Raw
Making me sick.
fucking burger. Ugh.
Mushy.
Jake, you got a meme for us?
Me.
Time.
Yeah.
All right.
It's kind of what's funny is that you guys brought this up. You got the meme for the Avengers. Here's the meme: watching Civil War on Xbox. No Spider-Man. Watching Civil War on PlayStation. There is Spider-Man. Pretty much the game.
I would love that if like you put a Blu-ray of Civil War into an Xbox and that actually happened. I think that'd be hilarious. That'd be a cute little Easter egg for them to do. Marvel needs some good news, some good PR.
Like the whole scene where Spider-Man's talking to Captain America, he's just talking to nobody.
He's just fighting thin air.
Or they just skip it.
It just skips every scene that has Spider-Man in it.
Yeah.
Wait, there's webs everywhere. What's going on?
Oh, Jake, thanks for the meme. So, hey, you guys want to finish up with a round of Would You Rather?
Do you have lists?
I do. So we had one listener. I called him an emailer. We had one listener send in a few Would You Rathers. This is Todd from, Point Pleasant? Point Pleasant. So I have, how many we got here? 1, 2, 3, 4, about 5 Would You Rather. So I'm gonna do these one at a time. Guys, would you rather wear pants that you have to hold up or a tight shirt for the rest of your life?
Shit, that's tough.
Damn.
I'm going loose pants.
Yeah, I'm gonna get one of those pants too.
Because I've worn tight shirts for like a day, and
It's
like
not fun.
especially so like when you're wearing like a dress shirt and it's too tight and like the end with the buttons is like frilling out a little bit.
Yep.
I have a bunch of shirts like that and it is not fun. It is not comfortable. So I would much rather have to hold up my pants.
Yeah, I agree. That's something I'm gonna have to go through with on Tuesday night. I'm not looking forward to it.
Just go get a shirt. Go get a shirt.
Well,
I would say
I'm going in front of a judge. I don't know if I want to do that.
Oh. What do you mean? Just go get a shirt.
so for a parking ticket.
Expired
Tags.
plate. Yeah, expired tags.
Oh, you dumbass.
They're getting people. I finally updated mine. Mine were expired for about a year. So yeah.
Mine were expired for over a year. So yeah, I mean, I just deserve. But at the same time, the officer's like, "Oh yeah, just call the court number when you're done, get it all fixed, and you're squared away." I called him today, and the county clerk's like, "Yeah, no, you still got to sit in front of the judge and the prosecutor." I'm like, "Them motherfuckers! Are you kidding me?"
The judge sees your tight shirt and he's like, "Bailiff, take this man into custody right now." Guilty. His shirt's frilling out. Send him to jail. I'm doing loose pants.
I would do loose pants just because like you don't have to deal with it when you're sitting down. Whereas tight shirt, it's no matter what you're doing, you have to deal with a tight shirt.
Jake, have you ever had to wear a tight shirt? You're like a skinny
Yes.
dude. Like, is there such thing as a tight shirt for skinny guys?
Yes.
I find that hard to believe just because I'm fat, and I know the reason I don't like it is because I'm fat.
You guys don't haven't experienced that. I'm sorry.
I like your argument about the sit down, though. Okay, that was a good one. So it sounds like everyone's pants on this one. Next one. Would you rather always be wet or always be thirsty? Yeah, these are pretty
This
good.
is deep.
Todd's played a lot of Would You Rathers.
I guess it depends on the time of year.
Well, I figured it'd be just like every year. So like, and the winters are gonna suck, but your summers might actually be decent.
Man, I think because if you're always you just have to remember to have water. I think I'd do the always thirsty because if you're always wet, like your clothes are always.
I'm gonna go with. I think I'm gonna go with always thirsty because technically with my Barrett syndrome, I'm always parched. Like I need water.
Josh is like, I don't need to play this game. I'm already always.
I'm
thirsty.
already living it, baby. It's how we do it.
I would go always thirsty because like no one's gonna allow you to sit on their couch.
True.
That's the only reason. Okay. No, but in all seriousness, here, just so you guys understand, do you ever get congested to the point where you have mucus in the back of your throat?
No, I'm sorry.
You've never had it that way.
Yeah, I've had the mucus in the back.
Okay. Try having that 24/7. That is basically my life. Yeah.
Ugh.
That's Barrett syndrome for you in a nutshell.
This Barrett sounds hot.
I swear to God, every time I get like some type of disease I've never heard of, it's what I call the Dr. Seuss. So I had the lateral collateral ligament. Now I have the Barrett syndrome. People are like, "Oh, okay, this motherfucker."
Josh just keeps getting diseases that are named after sexy men. You, you have the Tom Middleton disease. How's this happen?
The George Clooney syndrome? What the fuck?
Oh my God, this man suffers from George Clooney syndrome. All right, so we're all. It sounds like we're all going always thirsty. So drink up, boys. Would you rather live in Silent Hill or Raccoon City?
Raccoon City.
Wait, Josh said Raccoon City. Jake, what'd you say?
Raccoon.
See, I think I'd live in Silent Hill because I would find a cabin that, like, yeah, you're still going into Silent. Like, what if I was like in the room from Silent Hill 4, the room? Like, I just wouldn't leave the room. I would just sit in there.
Well, I don't know if that would work. With Raccoon City, you can at least get out and have a chance.
Yeah, but we're talking about where you're living, not where you're getting out of.
Well, you're telling me you're going to live there 24/7. Yeah, right. You're going to run out of water or food. No, my ass, I might be living in Raccoon City, but guess what? That shit's hitting really quick and I'm getting the fuck out. I'm on the first plane that doesn't have Brad on it.
For the sake of the hypothetical, you have an apartment or a house that is well beveraged and well fooded.
Raccoon City.
Raccoon City.
I wouldn't even like Nick. The problem with Silent Hill is shit flips so quickly.
Yeah, but
one moment you're all good, the next all of a sudden there's a fucking hole in your wall that leads to a world that doesn't exist.
Silent Hill has a community. I feel like I could gather the community to take Silent Hill back. We're not.
You do realize the same can be said with Raccoon City, though, right? And it's more tangible.
I'm not trying to gentrify Silent Hill. I'm just trying to stop the crime. I'm just trying to stop the murder.
And guess what? There's only zombies that shamble. Guess what, guys? Grab your sharpest object and let's stab some motherfucking heads. It's Walking Dead season.
I just think Silent Hill is more salvageable. I think I could. I don't mean to sound like a girl who's like, I can save him, but I think I can save Silent Hill.
Nick, how many Silent Hill games have there been?
Too many to count, like 9.
And where do they all take place usually?
Silent Hill.
Guess what? There was like a handful of Raccoon City games that all take place about the same time. And guess what? Raccoon City died. Then they made new Raccoon City. And guess what happened there? Same fucking thing. And guess what happened? There's no new Raccoon City.
Did someone pitch new Raccoon City yet?
Oh, I'm sure it's going to be Resident Evil 9. I wouldn't doubt it.
Dude, all I'm saying is Silent Hill, they have a school, they have a hospital, they have a pretty cool little amusement park. Pyramid Head is a problem. It's a problem, but it's a problem we could solve. We just have to, what's that guy's name? James. We just have to get James to stop being a sex pest and make him move out of Silent Hill. And Pyramid Head will go with him because that is James' demon. That is not the town's demon.
Yeah, but guess what? We only have zombies, one Mr. X, one Nemesis, who's going for STARS members. So we just kick their asses out. And we have a couple of lickers, which, I mean, for the most part, as long as we step around them and have a couple flashbangs, we're good.
Nemesis doesn't back the blue.
Jesus Christ, I wasn't going that far.
Woo! I still think I could save Silent Hill.
I don't think you can, Nick. Silent Hill will always be silent. There's always going to be a headless nurse somewhere.
Okay, so it sounds like I'm dying on the Silent Hill, and you guys are going to Raccoon City.
Yes.
Yep.
All right, I made this last one up myself. Would you rather be stuck in an awkward conversation with Josh or Lizzo's backup dancer? Go ahead, Josh.
I have to think this one. I don't know. Like, is there a particular dancer that we're going for?
No, you're just one of
Do
the
you
backup
know the
dancers.
dancers?
Just one of.
You're just
Well, the one.
You're just a
there's
backup
one-
dancer that she is bullying.
Well, there's one that allegedly they kept they even got a crowd chanting, "Eat that banana."
Okay, Jake. So we've already crossed the line. Lizzo had her backup dancers eat a banana out of a sex worker's vagina. Allegedly.
Allegedly.
Josh is like, I'm not eating a banana. I'd rather be stuck in a conversation with myself.
I don't know. I do have some cringy conversations. There are times where I've said something and I look back and go, God damn it, Josh. Why do you? My college friends even look at me and say, "Oh, he joshed it up."
Yeah, we've talked about it on the show previously, but when you joshed up my goddamn sketch comedy show after thing.
I'm not proud of every single comment that comes out of my head. Okay, I'm an introvert.
It's called a filter, my dude.
Filter.
Fuck your filters.
Dingbat.
Did you say you're an introvert?
Yeah.
Okay, I was making sure you had the right one. I was like, you
No,
better
I'm
not.
definitely not an extrovert. No, I'm not.
You
I
better
don't like
not.
it cracks me up because everywhere we go, everybody's like, "Oh, Josh, you're so friendly, and everybody knows you." No, it's only because people fucking know my name.
Josh, you're such a Scorpio.
I'm actually a Leo.
Fucking whatever. And yeah, my Myers-Briggs is
really know what the fuck I am.
IBFGN.
Of all seriousness, awkward conversation with myself because that whole Lizzo situation, until it all clears up, I don't want anything to do with it.
By the way, Myers-Briggs is just astrology for business people. There, I said it. I'm sorry. Sorry, business people and astrology folk. Sorry.
Are you
Let's
really
see.
though?
Yeah, I'd rather be in the awkward conversation with Josh because I can't dance.
Well, no, you.
That's
you
your reason. So wait, you're
You
fine
get
eating
the ability to dance because you're not going to be hired if you can't dance.
Exactly. So I'm going to be stuck in an awkward conversation with Josh. What about you, Jake?
I would probably be a dancer. You didn't really specify if I was. I mean, I'm just a dancer. I get paid for it. Why not?
Jake says, hey, I need more potassium. I'm going to eat that banana. Hey, everybody, that's the show. We made it through 2021 Q1. Thank you, Todd from Point Pleasant, for those great Would You Rathers. Those were really good. I especially liked the Always Wet versus the Always Thirsty. That was a really good one. And I can save Silent Hill. Guys, you can find me at That Kaufman on Twitter or X or whatever you're calling it these days. You can find me on YouTube, and you can also find me at Twitch at Nick Fat Knight. I also write reviews for Game Chronicles. I think my latest is still Homebody. So Homebody's up there. Go check out Homebody. Got a review for Dave the Diver up there as well. Oxenfree 2. Those are some of the latest ones. Go get those some eyeballs and give them some love. Could use a little more clicks on those. Josh, where can the people find you?
For the safety of myself and my fellow co-host, you can't find me anywhere currently. It's probably safer that way for everyone.
Josh has committed to not doxing anybody. We appreciate you, Josh. You can find him at I'm Josh Saying on anywhere. You can also find his review for Remnant 2, Barotrauma, and there was a third one that you've done recently. These are all on Game Chronicles. Go check Josh's reviews out over there. Jake, where can the people find you?
You find me on Twitter, Twitch, anywhere, pretty much at Jakey Blake Kaufman. Just not Threads, because I hear that place is shit right now.
Dude, Threads is dead. I think I read that over 70% of users
50%
have stopped using Threads.
Yeah, dude, I knew it was gonna happen. That's why I didn't even bother.
It's just, I mean, I open it up and it's as easy as like connecting your Instagram to it, but nothing's going on in there. Nothing.
Yep.
And they have stuff in your timeline that you don't even follow, and it's just a hot mess. It's like, I don't need this. But speaking of things that you do need, though, you can find Smashing Game Time anywhere you get social media. We're most active on Instagram, TikTok, and Twitter. Actually, we're actually going to get a little more active on Instagram. We're going to start planning out a few more posts there, actually, so go check that out. TikTok's probably where we pop off the most, so go check us out over there. We've also got the YouTube channel where you're probably watching us right now. Woo! Everybody wave to the people watching on the YouTubes. Jake, wave. God damn it, Jacob. Okay, Jake's not waving. Whatever. Go check us out there. Again,
Sorry, there's a delay.
shut up. Again, tell a friend. Fuck the algorithm. We're all about word of mouth here. We're a Trident Network podcast. Go check out our siblings. They are awesome. Thank you to Alex Marvin Clark for our intro and outro song, Hunt Him Down. Alex is awesome dude. We've got a link to his SoundCloud in the show notes. Go check him out. You couldn't see me pointing down. Hey, everybody, this has been Smashing Game Time. I hope you had a smashing great time. We will see each and every one of you next time.